Going to Parker Vegas? Come to booth 321 and see me, Paul Lindsay. I'll show you how to use the Arthrostim instrument to do neck adjustments. They may need it. Hello, it's Paul at InstantChiro, and today is part 4 of the top 5 countries to work in as a chiropractor. And that takes us to our last one, which is not 1, but it's 3, and that's Australia, New Zealand and Tasmania. One of the best people I ever knew in my life was from Tasmania. And you think, what is Tasmania? It's a little country, tiny country off the side of Australia. And it's like going back 50, 100 years in time, not with technology, but with people's attitudes. It's not uncommon at all to see fruit at the side of the road in baskets with a money basket next to it. And people will go and put the correct money in, or they'll put money in and take change out. And they'll be honest. Most countries you go to, you put the basket out and the money out, and then they'll both be taken and you'll be left without anything. But it doesn't happen like that in Tasmania. And so that's one place you must go. New Zealand, oh my goodness, I've always wanted to live in New Zealand. Maybe I'll make it there. New Zealand, if you need an instructor at your chiropractic college, give me a call. I'm up for it, I really am. Because New Zealand, you've got the North Island and the South Island, you've got skiing, you've got sea, you've got sand, it's where the Hobbits, it's where the Lord of the Rings was filmed, it's beautiful. It's got to be done at least once. And of course Australia is so pro chiropractic. Everyone's fit, everyone's healthy. I would not fit in. I'm not quite in the best shape, as you probably saw from the dancing video last week. But everyone in Australia seems to be in shape. They're all go-getters. I could do a whole episode on each of these countries so easily, but of course we can't. So what's some of the pros of these countries? Space. Australia's huge. Tasmania's like going back and having honest people again. New Zealand's just beautiful. What's the cons? Well, it's not really a con. It's just on the other side of the world. It's miles away from anywhere. It's not a gateway to anywhere. It's even less accessible than America is. So that's kind of a con, but there's so much to see there. The other con, and it's getting a bit bigger and bigger each time, and might actually be a reason not to go and do Australia, is the fact that Australia is getting more and more legislation and more anti-chiropractic legislation. It's very sad that the Chiropractic Board of Australia has had to advise chiropractors not to use spinal manipulation to treat children under 2 years of age. The Minister for Health has asked to lead an independent review of the spinal manipulation practices on children under 12. Oh my goodness, is this the draconian ages? Are we going back to this sort of rigmarole? And if I read some of the comments, it's appalling that young children and infants are being exposed to potential harm. Newborn babies are extremely fragile, and it's important to be aware that the damage done to an infant may not be obvious immediately and may not manifest until years later. And they do the classic thing of choosing one chiropractor that made a mistake, maybe, to applying it to everybody. For instance, they quote that the chiropractor by the name of Arnold holds the baby upside down by his feet, the rationale of which isn't made clear in the video. I'll explain what he's doing, not that it matters. It's ridiculous no matter how you slice it. Okay, that's a bit of strong language. But then it applies it to every chiropractor by saying that the chiropractor will claim that if a baby doesn't turn correctly, then there must be some kind of nervous system interference that only they can fix. No, you're applying one person to everybody, and that is not how it works. That is how propaganda works. And so the propaganda machine in Australia against chiropractic is huge. It's like the American Medical Association was just 30 years ago here. So that may be one reason not to go there. Australia, get your act together. Come on, don't be silly. So what must you try while there? The season's the other way around. Christmas on the beach, baby. So if you're in America or you want to do one of the best conferences around, come to Parker Vegas, Las Vegas, 6th to the 8th of February. Just book it. Have life, have experiences. Then come and see me on stand 321, easy to remember, and I will show you how to use the Arthrostim and the Vibracussor. And so just come to Vegas. Vegas, baby. It's fantastic to see you. I'll see you next time. I love you all, above, down and inside out. Come to Vegas. Come to Vegas. Come to Vegas. All right. I'll see you next time. If I don't see you before at Parker Vegas, booth 321. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the InstantChiro show. I realised at the end I was getting kind of down on Australia. And you should always finish on a happy note. Go to Australia if you get a chance. But as you can see, it's raining and it's horrible here in Oregon. Well, it's not horrible, it's just cold and wet. And so I'm looking forward to going to Vegas. So I'll see you in Vegas at stand 321 at the Parker Seminar, and we'll have a great time together. But until that time, just remember, the life you have now isn't the life you always have to have. And I can tell you that from experience, because I used to live in the UK and all different places, and now I live in America. And I just came here on a 2-week vacation, and I'm still here. And I think that allows us to see that we can change and do whatever we want at a moment's notice. So if you do have a desire to travel and you do want to spend a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months in a different country, then these are the countries you should go and see. All right, well, I'll see you next time. If I don't see you at Parker at booth 321, and I'll see you next time on the InstantChiro show. And I love you all above, down, and inside out.